What's up, guys? Another episode of Off the Post. I'm your host, DJ Redcap, and yes, I was laughing at something. Today, we are going to review the U.S. Women's National Team game versus Japan. Some of you might have predicted a blowout, but we actually got, I guess, some would say a pretty decent game, and others will rip the heck out of the team. So we'll see which happens with this panel. We're going to see what the panel is up to, and then we're going to start the show. I need to stop those dramatic pauses. I just don't like that. Karen, what have you been up to lately?
I was out by the pool because it was hot. It is hot. It's like 100 degrees here in SoCal. Had a little rum. It was nice. And now I'm here. Woo!
Nice. Glad to have pulled you away from the pool for a little bit to talk some soccer. Jackie, what have you been up to?
I just recorded my Get to Know You segment before the show, and besides that, working and paying off student loans, living the life.
The struggle right there, man. The struggle is real. Now, Jen Hayes, what have you been up to other than drinking Diet Coke?
All the working. I am ready for a nap because today has been really exhausting.
Understandable. All right, guys. As usual, I'm going to a little spiel that I have written out in front of me. If you would like to speak to us during the show, I think it says DA, use the hashtag WosoTalk. If you'd like to hear tips on how to clean your soccer jerseys using a toothbrush and lemon juice, use the hashtag DJ Redcar. So let's start the show, shall we? That was a good one. I like it. Oh, I like that. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, let's go with, we're going to talk about our expectations going into the game, and then we'll let everyone talk about lineups, and then yada, yada, yada. You know how this goes. Let's go with you, Jackie. Your expectations going into this U.S. Women's National Team versus Japan game.
Going into it, I thought Ellis would use different pieces than she did, Mewison for long. And I did have Japan actually scoring, but not 3 goals. So... yeah, very interesting game.
All right, and then let's go to Karen. Your expectations going into this one?
I actually didn't expect a blowout. I think the U.S. Men's National Team tends to not do all that well against teams that they haven't really seen a lot of before, and that's this Japanese team with the new coach and everything. We usually either tie or win by like a tiny margin. So I wasn't expecting a blowout exactly, but I wasn't expecting Japan to score 3 goals. That was a lot. So yeah, I was expecting maybe like a 2-1 win or something like that, but not a 3-3 tie for sure.
All right, and then Jen, your thoughts?
Well, I certainly wasn't expecting that. I don't think any of us were. I actually didn't know what to expect, like I said on the previous show, because this is a pretty much a almost brand new Japan squad, so it was kind of hard to predict what we were going to see from them. But again, certainly wasn't expecting the U.S. to give up 3 goals.
No, not at all. I expected us to score 3 goals, but I thought it was going to be 3-0, so that kind of threw me for a whirl. So that was a bit different, I can say. Let's talk about lineups real quick, though, shall we? Jen, your thoughts on the lineups?
I knew we were going to see Solo, but I would have still liked to have seen Nair. I mean, it's been pretty obvious for a while now that Nair is the number 2, even though a certain section of the fan base might disagree with that, but they don't make the decisions. Ellis does, and Nair is the number 2, so I was hoping we would get to see her, but knowing Ellis, it was going to be Hope Solo, especially since she's chasing a shutout record. So,
but I thought that we actually saw Nair walk out and sit on the sideline, so we got to see her a little bit, so we shouldn't be too bad, all right? I mean, so that wasn't... All right.
Go ahead.
All right. No, I was about to say, Jen, you had anything else you want to add?
Nah, I'll let Jackie and Karen take care of that. That was pretty much my big sticking point.
Jackie, thoughts on the lineup?
Yeah, for me, I wanted to see KO and Krieger on defense. I just really missed, that tandem on the flanks, but I thought Klingenberg had kind of a rough game, and I mean, apparently Ellis favors her. She's a great player, sure, but I'd like to see KO and Krieger out there on at the same time, and also glad to see Pugh in the starting 11. I'm a big fan of hers. I think she has a lot to show for and a lot to obviously improve on. And agreeing with Jen, I'd like to see Nader in over Solo, and Mewis in for Long. So the lineup was about 60% okay.
Sounds good. And now, Karen, your thoughts?
Yeah, I kind of figured that we were going to see the lineup that we got. Those were definitely the players that I saw starting. Long was a little bit of a surprise, but not at the same time. I was kind of like, okay. I figured they were going to play Solo. I would have liked to see Nair as well. And I really did want KO and Krieger to be on the flanks. I think Klingenberg she's not my favorite defender. I think she has some really good moments, but I didn't want to see her get the start. But she did. And I didn't really know which lineup they were going with, if it was like a 4-3-3 or if it was a 4-5-1 or what was happening. So that was, I don't know what was really happening with that. But it was kind of what I expected to see from Ellis, pretty much.
Yeah, same here. It was pretty much what I expected for the most part. It was funny, as much as I wanted to see another goalkeeper, I can just count that out for the rest of my life until Solo to age 60 when she stops getting call-ups. So I guess it's just to the point now where this is probably going to be a lineup we see more consistently. I like little Mallory, the little young girl, because she's actually pretty good, you know, like amazing player, I think, and going to be a top player. So it's good to see her getting a lot of caps like this and only being, 15 days out of high school. So it's good to see her actually get some game time. All right, guys, we're going to do first half, second half, and then overall thoughts as a group. We're going to start with you first, Jackie. First half, your thoughts.
Yeah, the first half looked unorganized. We looked rusty. The chemistry was just not quite there. The Hughes to Morgan goal was obviously nice. Our midfield was non-existent. I'm not sure where they were. Japan, credit to them, they played extremely well with all the young talent they have in the first half coming out, setting the tone. They did a great job of that, and they obviously have a lot to prove, and they showed it with their play in the first half.
Yeah, it's amazing watching Japan play, because even once they got comfortable, because at first you're thinking when the U.S. was having kept sending the balls forward and had a little bit of control, it was just like, all right, USA is going to dominate this game, and Japan are probably going to get scratched. But when they got on the ball, it started to look a little bit like the usual Japan size, passing well together, making nice runs, just so comfortable in small spaces. So then, and for us, we kind of looked like a disjointed mess for most of that first half, which was kind of annoying. And the goals that Japan scored, it was like, oh my goodness, they were so amazing. And you could just hear the crowd, the air get sucked out, wait, what? We didn't score? Wait, what? We didn't score at first or second? It was just like those two goals were absolutely amazing. I just felt like more credit should have been, well, I guess for the most part people gave them credit for them, but to me, I guess they were more amazing to me than probably other people might have thought, or more people were focused on what the U.S. women's national team was doing wrong, I think what it was, than focusing on those goals. Second half, Jen Hayes, your thoughts?
What on earth was that horrible mess from the U.S.? Seriously, what on earth were they doing?
Wow.
We had such a strong, solid backline during the World Cup, and now Ellis is determined to apparently rip it apart and remake it like freaking Frankenstein. And she's apparently taking out everything good and putting everything bad in. So, don't know what she's doing there. Stop it, DJ! You're distracting me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, as far as the midfield, this is for the whole game, but did Ali Long really do anything other than one lovely through ball to Morgan? Did she really do anything? Because I had a hard time noticing her, except on screw-ups, She just wasn't involved in the game at all. As far as other stuff in the first half, like you said, DJ, two really, really good goals from Japan. You know,
Mhm.
that although on the first one it did hit off Sauerbrunn, and the way it was hit, I'm not sure if it would have been on target had it not taken that hit off Brune. So maybe it was a little bit of luck, but it was still a great strike. And I don't know what the defense was doing on the second goal. It was basically, I think they were just might have been ball watching, you know. And you don't ball watch with a striker like Yuki Ajimi up there because she will punish you every time. So that's a bit of a mistake. And as far as the Alex goal, maybe it was a little bit of a goof up by the keeper, but as I know all too well as a Flash fan, when you have an inexperienced keeper, you're gonna get good moments, and you're gonna get the what planet are you on moments, because it's just part of the territory of having an inexperienced keeper. So maybe Alex got a little bit lucky that the keeper didn't do better with it, but still credit to her for scoring. But yeah, that was a first half that I don't think any of us want to see again, especially not tomorrow.
All right, and what were some of your thoughts on second half and with substitutions and stuff like that, Ken? Since we're on you. Yeah.
Second half, gotta say it, but I think both of the yellow cards on Ojimi were questionable. First more than the second. But you really should know better when you are on a yellow card. You do not tackle somebody from behind because, you know, most referees are going to go, you're already on a yellow. You made a stupid mistake. Bye-bye. Go on. And I think that once that happened and Ojimi got sent off, Japan had to change their game. They weren't doing any of the pressing that they were doing, which worked really well in the first half. They had to switch it up and pull back a little bit because when they have 11 players, their passing is really good when they get into that. But once they go down to 10 and there's not really the targets because they have to split out to find more space, it's not going quite as well, and the U.S. was able to get back in the game a little bit. The other thing I want to complain about is why on earth did Ellis wait till the 83rd minute to bring in Mewis? I thought she should have come in sooner. And instead of Long moving back to defensive mid, it should have been Mewis moving back there because Ali Long is not a defensive mid at all. And the equalizer kind of proved it. I mean, what the hell was she doing?
Right.
Lets the defender go and then just casually jogging along and, basically left Sauerbrunn and Johnson exposed, and then Sauerbrunn decides to do whatever the hell she was trying to do, leaving Johnson pretty much on her own, and they split the defense, left Solo high and dry on that, so... Yeah, I know some people are going to criticize Hope for giving up 3 goals, but I don't really know if there's anything she could have done. And we did get a bit fortunate on our 3 goals, but and oh my God, Carl's going to kill me for this, but Tobin Heath, what on earth was she doing? She's been playing so well this year, making those big passes she needed to, getting assists. And in that game, it was like the Tobin Heath of old, where she just tried to dribble through 3 defenders. Oh, we lost the ball, So, yeah, I don't know what she was doing. I don't know what she was thinking, but that was the Tobin of old, something I thought we'd never see again. And if she plays on tomorrow, I don't want to see it. So, I don't really have much to compliment any player for, except for obviously Alex. Doing what Alex does, and Horan getting a goal in her hometown, and little Mallory Pugh doing some nice things.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I will say this though. Once Krieger came in for Klingenberg, surprise, surprise, Klingenberg actually can get taken out. Never thought that would happen. She actually did help settle down the right side, which had been kind of exposed by KO. I like KO, but she's better on the left than the right, so so she did kind of help settle that down. I thought Press had some good moments, but bad game from most of the usual standouts, especially Tobin Heath. And I will go make myself right at home in Carl's doghouse.
All right, then. It's nice and warm in there, so get ready.
Does
I
it
guess
have a nice cot to sleep on?
No, it's a dirty floor, and you have to sleep next to my socks. So,
Yay.
I'm going to ask you this question real quick, Jackie, then we're going to do, like, overall, all of our overall view. What were your thoughts on Klingenberg playing in the game? Like, do you think that Klingenberg should have actually been starting? Because a lot of people were saying Klingenberg shouldn't have been starting.
Yeah, I think it's time, well, it was time about 2-3 months ago for Klingenberg to take a seat on the bench. Like I said, she is a really great player, but I think she needs some time on the bench, and KO can get back to that 2012 maybe form that she had in the Olympics. I just don't see what Ellis was thinking. I mean, she's been a starter for a long time now, but I think it's time for Klingenberg to take a seat and see what else we can do with that side.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. All right, guys. So we're going to do our overall view of the game, and everyone will get a chance to tell how they feel, and then we're going to preview the next game coming up tomorrow. There's always Japan tomorrow. Let's go with you, Karen. Overall thoughts on the game, or what are you looking forward to tomorrow?
All right. Overall thoughts on the game. We have a lot to work on. That's about it. No, I'm just kidding. There's a lot to work on. It was really good to see Japan come out as hard as they did. That's really, really encouraging, I think, for that team. And I think for me, as a Japan fan, I really like their team a lot, and it was hard to watch them not make the Olympics. I thought that was crappy. So it's really good to see that even though they're not going to be in the Olympics, they still have a really strong, solid, young squad, and they have a really good coach, obviously. She did a really good job yesterday. Her substitutes were really great, and the people that she started were really great. So obviously they had some issues with their keeper, but she's a young keeper, and she has not that much experience. So, I mean, she was going to make some mistakes. It's better she does that right now during friendlies than, during big tournaments, so that's fine. So I thought Japan did really, really good. The U.S., I didn't think that they were as awful as I think we think that they were, just because there were so many different experiments going on with Jealous and the players. I didn't think the tie was that bad of a thing, just because Japan did play so well. I think it just made us look like we were playing really poor, just because I think a lot of people expected us to just like flatten them, and then that didn't happen, and they were like, "Oh, we sucked," because that's kind of what people do.
Mm-hmm, always, yeah.
When the women's team doesn't like mow over a team or something, it's like, "Oh, it sucked," and it's like, "No."
Right.
We didn't really suck. It wasn't encouraging. It wasn't like, "Wow, they did great," but like they did like awful. And there are some like positives that I personally took away from it, and there were some like moments of connection that we saw. So like the 3 goals were really good goals. I think KO was a little inconsistent, a little bit on the right side where she was, but once she slipped over onto that left side and she did that amazing assist to Haran, I think Jen is right. She's much better on the left side, and I think Krieger on the right side
too, yeah.
what we should be doing. And then the goals were really good. Alex Morgan was putting in the work. It's really good that we're playing friendlies like this before the Olympics that are actually challenging and not just us mowing people over. Because Japan was obviously a really good match, and they're going to be a good match tomorrow too. And I also think this is something positive. We were down 2 goals at one point in the game, and we scored 3. So there's that fighting mentality that I think that the U.S. women's national team has that I think they're always going to have, which is why they get the edge over so many teams. It's why they won against Germany in the semifinals when we were all kind of like, this isn't going to go well, honestly. And it's why they destroyed Japan in the final. So, I mean, that fighting mentality, the fact that they can get 3 goals back even when they go down 2 goals, is just something that I think that is super positive that we should take away from the game. The fact that they're still doing that in friendlies is super positive. And then expectations for the next game, I think we're going to actually win now that we've seen what Japan has to offer. And now that we know kind of like the different players that we didn't see before Friday's game, I think we're probably going to be pressuring them more instead of them pressuring us so much, which they did. They, like, rocked our worlds with the pressure that they put on us. So I think that the tables will probably be turned. I think Jealous and the rest of the gals can figure it out. And they're probably going to get like a 2-0, 2-1 win, something like that. And I think that Alex Morgan and Mallory Pugh are actually a really good combo up top. I think that they have a lot of connections between those 2 players. Press and Pugh are good too. So if they can figure that out up top, they can figure out how to score some goals. That'd be great. And fix the freaking defense, guys, because oh my God, it was awful. So I think we can look forward to that in the next game. I really hope that she doesn't start Kling. I really want her to be on the bench in the next game, at least to start, and then do KO and Krieger. I think that we'll get more results out of that. So that's about it. Yeah, I think that we are gonna win 2-0, 2-1, something like that.
Nice, because I was going to ask you to do score prediction, so thanks for throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Klingenberg. Jin Hayes, your thoughts?
Overall, well, I'll agree with Karen that it wasn't the worst performance ever. Certainly not in the realm of a 5-3 against Denmark or 4-0 against Brazil. There were a couple of good things, a lot of bad things. Like you said, really impressed with Japan. A lot of these players have come up from the youth system, which Coach Takakura has been in charge of for I don't know how many years, but she obviously knows these players. She knows what their strengths are. She knows how to use them well. So that obviously showed. So I think Japan has a lot of good to take away, to get a little bit of pride back after they crashed out in Olympic qualifying, and deservedly so. They did not play very well until they were out of it. So it was good for them, not so good for us. A lot of things that they still need to fix. As far as the next game, I want to say, first of all, there was a 2-game series a couple of years ago that we played against Russia, where in the first game, Russia had a player directly sent off, which normally is a 1-game suspension. Come the second game, oh, look, said player that gets sent off is in the lineup. And I'm like, what? I thought they were supposed to sit out, so...
Right.
So that was a little bit baffling, and I only bring that up because of Ojimi getting sent off. If she starts tomorrow, I will lose. I will just lose it. I'll be like, what the hell? We have to sit out players when we get red cards in friendlies, but they don't. Like, come on.
Maybe it's good that I'll be running the Twitter tomorrow during the game instead of you.
Oh boy.
Oh yes, yes, we will be having a different Twitter than yours truly, because yours truly won't be available for the game. But I think now that, like you said, Karen, now that they actually have some experience with some of these young players, they know how they play and what they can do. They'll hopefully be able to adjust their game plan to that. And I will also agree that I would like to see Klingenberg on the bench. Hopefully not playing at all, but Jill Ellis has to have Klingenberg in there at some point.
You gotta put Hernandez in there.
I also would like to see Sam Mewis start in the midfield instead of Long.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Long made a very good case for herself going forward. Because I had thought at the beginning of the season, if it came down to Long or Mewis, Long would have had the edge, but she kind of blew it in this game. Didn't put out the type of performance that she needed to really cement her case to be in the Rio 18. So,
But Jen Hayes. But I thought Allie Long was everyone's favorite NWSL player.
Oh, not mine. Not by a long shot. And this third one is going to be a bit controversial. Instead of maybe KO starting, I'm gonna get so much hate for this, and it's not because I am a Flash fan, but I would like to see people starting at left back for one reason: corner kicks.
Okay.
Morgan Bryant's corner kicks have been absolutely awful.
Yeah.
Kobe has been kind of hit or miss, but I'm watching Hinkle play with the Flash. She has hit some really good corner kicks, so that might be something for Jill Ellis to try. If nothing else, that option would make a better case for Hinkle. So.
And KO also has been taking some corner kicks, and they're kind of hit and miss as well. So
who had? Oh, KO. Yeah, you kind of cut out on a bit. So maybe try that. Maybe have the midfield be Horan, Bryan, and Mewis, and move Pugh back out wide, and start Pugh and Heath, because I think Pugh is better as a winger right now than as a number 10. So
yeah, that's a good idea.
That's what I'd like to see in the next game.
I agree.
It amazes me, though, I have to say this real quick, that they can't find someone on the team to take decent corners. You would think someone on the squad, someone else would be like, they would take them. But they've been absolutely horrible with those corner kicks.
Well, one thing I have heard from people that have been to open practices is that they've seen Carly take free corner kicks. I mean, obviously she's not available for this game, but they've seen her take corner kicks, and she's done well. But I'm guessing Ellis wants her in the box to get.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, because you would lose her in the box if you know.
But why not put Lloyd on corner kicks and have Mo in the box, because she got a few goals. She got a few goals in college on corner kicks, usually served in by Colaprico. So maybe try that in the future. So that's all I have to say.
I agree with that, because I was just. But no, I agree with that, because that was the first thing I thought immediately, like, yeah, she would want Lloyd in the box because she would be, like, a better finisher. But you said Brian in college was able to do it. Maybe give her a chance to see if she can do it on a higher level, and then we'll see. So, all right.
Pixel DJ.
Oh, Jackie's next. Jackie's next. Go.
The only thing with Jen's comment on Hinkle, I worry about Japan's speed. To be honest, with Hinkle on the field, but I think it would be interesting to see if Hinkle could keep up with Japan. And then also, our defense. I'm not sure what's going on with them, but I hope Bruin and JJ can figure it out. They're much better players than they showed on Saturday, and I think the same thing happened last year before the Olympics. Fans are worried about, our play and that we're struggling, but the rest of the world is catching up with us, and they're getting better just like we are as a team. So I think there's no need to panic. Obviously, look how last year turned out in the World Cup. We did okay with that. But I think as fans, take a step back and relax, and, I think we can figure a few more things out tomorrow. So. For sure.
All right, am I still pixeled?
Yes.
Heck yeah, because I was laughing hard, too. All right, then. So my thoughts, I guess, Pixel DJ. So, but I think yeah, we're gonna play a better second half. Sorry, people, you got to deal with this pixeled face. Yeah, we're gonna play. I think we're gonna play a better game tomorrow. Yeah, the first game is kind of weird because I think we're a team that after we learn a bit more about the team because they have a new coach, they probably looked a bit different and we weren't ready for it. That I think we'll be a little bit more prepared. Ellis will do some adjustments, probably play different people. Hopefully, I'm hoping. You never know for sometimes. Like for me, I can never pick her lineups when I guess that could be good or bad sometimes. But I think like she'll probably change it up a bit. So it's so we'll see what happens. Other than that, yeah, certain players I would like to see like certain players probably get more play time in like certain positions. Maybe we can change the keeper this game. It might help. Maybe I don't know. Will she change formation? We really don't know. Some people said it was a 4-3-3. Some said it was a 4-5-1. So if we got maybe she'll mix up. I really don't know what it was. Change up who's taking corner kicks a bit. But I can see a good performance out of us. Just I think we'll be a little bit more cohesive because the team usually bounces and responds back after poor performances usually. And after that one, it wasn't like they came back, so you can't really dog them out for that. They didn't just like go out and lose, which looked like was going to be the case for a lot of the time. But I think we'll probably come out more aggressive, probably be a little bit more crisp. You know, we'll probably practice on a lot of things in practice, and it'll probably be a good game. I'm predicting probably a 2-0 scoreline. So that's my thoughts on it. Sorry, I'm a Pixel people.
Thanks, Pixel DJ.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Pixel DJ. Okay, so we really hit on everything. You guys have anything else to say, or are we good to wrap this on up?
I think if we don't wrap it up, I'm just gonna like probably laugh until I fall over.
Klingenberg.
Real quick.
Is there anything, Jackie, were you saying something? Is there anything you wanted to add to?
Yeah. For tomorrow's game, I think I just really want to see a better pace to the game for us and more quality on our set pieces.
All right.
Definitely.
I agree. I definitely agree with that.
And I have something to say. This has been kind of a rant that's been building for a while. A lot of the discussion around goalkeepers, the U.S. goalkeepers, is, oh, Hope Solo has all these caps and Harris and Nair barely have any. I mean, which is true. I'm not going to deny that. I mean, neither one has a tremendous amount of international caps. What bothers me is that the U.S. is constantly getting bashed for this when there are other countries who have gone into World Cups, the top countries, that have gone into World Cups having backups with little or no experience, and nobody says boo about that. It's only the U.S. that gets bashed for that. So, you know, if you're going to hate on the U.S. for that, hate on Germany in 2011 when their two backups had 5 caps total, you know? Hate on other countries for having one keeper with a lot of caps and their backups with none. If you're going to hate on one country, hate on everybody equally. All I'm saying.
Okay, I'll do that for you then. Okay.
Consistent hate is important.
Yep. Everyone needs to be hated on Off the Post. So, this is another episode of Off the Post, and that was a Jen Hayes rants. We need to like give her own little segment for that, since everyone else is getting segments now. Jen Hayes just rants, just a long list of them. You know,
Lord, I could probably go into a half-an-hour rant on all the hating on the Flash.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna set that up somehow. So look out for that Jen Hayes rant OP or whatever we'll call it. It'll be an hour, so get ready to clear yourself from that. All right, guys. This was another episode of Off the Post. I'm your host, DJ Pixel Redcap. We'll be seeing you guys in a couple of days. We'll shoot out the schedule so you guys know. But then once the NWSL pick backs up, you know, it'll be the usual either Monday shows. Unless there's a Monday game, then it'll be a Tuesday show. You know how we do. All right, guys. So I guess, well, I can't wave since you can't see me. Can someone wave 2 hands for me? Like someone wave like they're both their hands for me so I can get my wave. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for looking out, people. I appreciate the love. All right, guys. We will see you tomorrow and enjoy the game. Well, not tomorrow. I lied. Bye-bye. I'm talking.